Hi, in this video I'm gonna talk about the game between Blazej and Fakroun. White made a 4-space extension. And yeah, maybe I understand why, because if he plays here, it doesn't put that much pressure on the corner, and he wanted to play a Kakari. But now it's very easy to separate white stones, especially that black already has a stone here and some stones here. So fight here will be very favorable for black. So it's very tempting for black to try to cut these stones. But black decided to play here, which is also fine. White plays here. And now black decided to cut. White takes corner. And white plays here. White played a contact move. And usually this kind of contact moves are quite center. But center move is not center if we have center that is more center. And we have more center here. And it's over here. Because what? White will not connect? Of course he will connect. And maybe at first sight it looks like unnecessary exchange, but it really helps us later on. Because how do we want to answer this move? We want to play here. But now white will cut, and we can't really play here, because after white plays here, if we play here, white plays Atari, so we can't extend. And how this move changes situation? We need to remember that if we play it, we take away one of white's liberties. Okay, so white will answer, and now, after we play here, white cuts, and we can play this Atari. And suddenly white got a lot of stones on the second line, which is not that good in Fuseki. And we connected our stones with a nice shape. White shape sucks a little bit. So we should be happy about this result. And this exchange at 1 helped us. And without this exchange, it's a little bit more difficult to play a move like that. White cuts. And now black extended. But in Go we have to be consistent with what we are playing. Black with this move is saying that he is separating white. So if he is separating, then he should separate. And this move is very passive. It's like retreating from our plan. And this move also lets white connect his stones. But white didn't do that, but he could connect his stones. And we need to remember that this game is a very easy game. It's only about connecting, separating, influence and weaknesses. That's all about this game. So here's the cut, so white should connect. And now his stones are stronger. His stones have a lot of liberties, and black stones don't have a lot of liberties. Yeah, and it's actually quite good result for white, because if it ends like that, it would be better for black just to don't add any move here at all. Because now we will lose possibilities for later. Like we only strengthened white. Because, okay, after white connects here, yeah, maybe we have a move over here. But what next? We will probably have to play here. White plays here. And maybe white did not get any points here, but our shape is quite ugly. Because what? Yeah, it's now white's turn. Yeah, maybe even white can play like that. And it looks quite painful. Later on, white has also some Atari over here. So black got nothing at all. Maybe he will get some 2-3 points here. And white gained some strength and weakened black. So it would be better to play nothing at all, or be consistent with what we are playing. If we want to cut white, then we cut white. This game is about making our opponent feel pain. And how do we make our opponent feel pain? For example, by playing here. Because as we said before, we have a lot of stones just laying around, and we should try to use them. We have to look on the whole board. So as I said before, all the fights here are favorable for black. So black should start some fight. Okay, and what can white do now? White can extend, and that's great, because we don't have to extend. We can just connect, and yeah, it becomes quite problematic for white. But okay, now white should probably block black, because black still doesn't have a lot of liberties, he's not alive, and we start a fight. Black can exchange this Atari, and suddenly those white stones have no meaning at all. Okay, and now whose turn is it? It's white's turn? No, black's turn. Okay, now black can separate white stones, and we can see that white stones are in trouble. They are in the middle of black's influence. Black has stones here, black has stones here. And of course, white can try to play here. But now, because of the stone at 5, we can try to cut. Yeah, and of course this is complicated, but it would be good for black. And this extending is just too passive, and it ends up being too good for white. Because it only helps white, it strengthens white, and we don't get nothing, we get nothing in exchange. But this move of white was not that good, because what white is getting by playing here? Like, okay, maybe white was worried about his stone over here, like this stone, but this move doesn't help this stone at all. The only thing this move is doing is helping black, because black now connected his stones. And those 2 stones of white are becoming more and more dead. And white didn't get any strength because he was already strong. White didn't weaken black, he only strengthened him. And what comes next? And now white connects here. Black plays this Atari, and white connects. So the only thing white got is this empty triangle, and he made black stones connected. So it's really bad and unnecessary. And yeah, he could somehow make it work, like he could make it look not that stupid by playing at this point here. Because now it looks quite shapyish, right? And black still has to add some move over here, probably cut those stones. And it's not said that it's already all black, right? Because white still has those 2 stones over here, which are great agi. White has a stone over here, so we can work with that later on. Okay, but let's see what happened in the game. Okay. But I don't really understand this move, because now white can play Atari, black connects, white connects, and black is really in trouble because he is dying with this group and can't really capture these stones. And also this group of black became weak, and white got some additional Yose points in Fuseki. So it's very not good. Instead, black could connect his stones, and now he's threatening to capture those 3 stones. And what will white do? If he connects, we capture these stones. If he captures here, we can play Atari. And what? If he captures, then we can kill those stones. If he connects, we play here. And that's pretty great, right? Now black doesn't have any weak groups and have a great influence. Maybe white got some points over here, but who cares? We also got some points, some influence. And if we connect here, it's a total disaster. But white was very kind, and instead of saving his stones over here, he decided to save only those stones. And now black can come back like that. And we can see that it's, how it's said in English? I don't know, some bird in nest. If white jumps, we can capture, just like that. Okay, so white was very kind. And let's see how it goes. White plays here, and black decided to play here. It's a good move in theory, but every move depends on the situation on the board. And here we can see that it's not the greatest direction, because all stones of white are already low here, right? So if we play it from the other side, for example here, white extends, we play here, and white plays here, he gets a fair amount of points. And if we play here, we don't really have some big continuation, because what can we do? We can play here, but it's not that much, especially that white has a stone over here. We should try to find a move which is working well together with our other stones. And this move is not working well together with our stones. If we had some stones over here, then we could play this kind of move. But here white has a stone, so it a little bit doesn't make sense. And we can see that we already invested some stones on this side, so it would be nice to... what to do? We should try to expand the area with the bigger potential, because now white can go into the corner. And yeah, even if black plays here, he gets some wall, but white got a big corner and there's still a lot of space here for white to invade. Okay, so instead of that, we should just play like that. And we still get the center if white answers at 4. And all of our stones are working quite well together. And here it becomes quite messy. White could even decide to play from the other side. And suddenly all our stones are separated from each other, and it will be more difficult to gain something in the future. Okay, white played here, but it's worth considering to play a move over here, because maybe it doesn't seem, but it's a very big move. Because if black plays here, it's center, white has to connect, and later on black has big continuation. So it's big for white to play here. Okay, but white played here, and maybe it's a little bit too straightforward, because we still have some hole over here to invade black. Maybe it would be better to play from this side. We also have to remember that those stones are not very strong yet, because they are not that connected to the other stones of black. So we can try to scare black a little bit, because there's still some chance to cut him or just force him to connect. Sometimes it's good to just force our opponent to connect, because as we can see what am I saying? Okay, once again, if black connects like that, he is not getting any points. Like, connecting is for 0 points. So if we can, with move at 1, force black to connect, it's great, because we played a move that is getting us influence points, and black plays a move that gets him only the connection. Like, yes, he strengthened his stones, but it's 0 points move. Okay, white played here. Blah, 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 blah. And white plays here, which is very slow and passive. Because, okay, I see, white is scared of the cut. Like, let's say white plays elsewhere. What can black do? Yeah, black can maybe play a move like that, but if white is scared of this cut, let's try to protect it in a more efficient way. Instead of playing here, we can add a move over here. And now our cut is safe, and not only we protected this cut, but we are also expanding our potential, and we are reducing the potential of our opponent. Because we can see that black is slowly creating some frame. And this kind of frames quite often can be very dangerous. Because at first we are not seeing any points, and suddenly there are points. And we don't want this kind of thing to happen. Okay, but let's see what happened in the game. Maybe let's come back for a second. I want to say something about this move. I want to add something, because if we play here, it's like we played both of this move, this one and this one, because suddenly this move here is unnecessary. Okay, but now moving on. White played here and black played here. And this one is maybe a little bit too straightforward. Maybe playing here is just enough, because we can see that there are 2 holes over here. There's a hole here, there's a hole here. And also it's too early to play this kind of move, because if black... it's white's turn, okay. If black plays from this side, we can reduce him from this side. And if black plays from this side, we can reduce him from this side. So it's not the right time to play here. We should focus on where is the most space on the board and where is the most interesting area. So as we said before, this group over here is not strong yet. And here we have also a lot of space and some influence. So let's play some move over here. Like this one, or maybe a little bit farther away. And this area is not that interesting. Okay. Maybe instead of this move, it would be better to play here. Because if we play here, there's this cut. And black did not separate our stones, but they have less liberties. There's also a cut over here. So our stones would be stronger if we play here, and also we will get more points. Because if we play here, black cuts. And maybe white was worried that black plays here, white plays here, and now black plays here. And yeah, maybe we can't capture his stones, but we still can play a move over here. Black has to connect somehow. And now, Suddenly black has nothing over here, and I'm pretty sure that this white group can escape or live. It's very light, and it's running to the center. There are still some weaknesses, like those stones of black. White also has a group over here. He can threaten to connect. Okay, and white plays here. White has to be careful because his group has no eyes yet or any base. So it's asking for trouble playing here, because black will be able to separate white, and there can be some problems. We can see that black is strong everywhere here, so fights are good for black. But it was not the right choice to attack immediately, because before we attack, we have to make sure that we don't have any weaknesses ourselves. Because if we are weak and we start some attack, then everything will fall apart, because we were not ready to do this. So first we have to prepare. Play here, make our stones stronger, and does white really wants to play a move like that? Maybe he wants, but is it a big move? Not at all. So now black has time to play another big move. And if white does not answer, now black can consider some attack. Okay, white made a contact move. And now black played here, but it's another inconsistent move. Because we said, okay, we attack white, and now we played very passive. So what was the meaning of this move? If we want to attack, then we should attack, and now we should add pressure. Play this Hane. Now we made white shape very ugly, and now we can make a beautiful shape for ourselves. And this is successful attack, because white still doesn't have any base or eyes. We made him very bad shape. We got very nice shape. And like that, now the move for white is very easy. He plays here, threatening to cut black. Black has to connect. And now white can connect, and it looks quite nice, because black can't cut over here. White stones are connected with a good shape. White got outside and has a lot of space to do things. And black stones over here are not connected yet. So black has some weaknesses still. Yeah, and also we need to remember that this stone of black is quite vulnerable. And those two can become vulnerable. Okay, but white just decided to play the bad move. White decided to play an empty triangle. So black got the good result anyway. Okay. Maybe before playing this move, black could also exchange this one. It threatens to cut. White connects somehow here or maybe here, not sure. And then black can somehow go back here. Okie dokie. And now white played tenuki, but it's not the right time to play a tenuki, because we are in the middle of a fight here. Because you see, like black is at this point, he's strong everywhere. Maybe this is not that strong, but he has a lot of stones in the center. And this white group has nowhere to run, and has no eyes, no base. So it's becoming quite dangerous. And we have to remember that the most interesting areas are there where are weaknesses. And here are a lot of weaknesses. So here is the interesting area. Now white played in the most uninteresting area, because here everyone is so strong. We don't want to play close to strong groups. It doesn't matter if it's our strong group or our opponent's strong group. This move is only looking for taking points. It's not looking for winning the game. Okay, so white should add some move here. Maybe like that. Now we have protected this cat. We made some base. We are looking into black's potential territory. Or we could try to use some weaknesses of black over here. Okay, but white played here and black kept on attacking white. Yeah, black connected. And white is still not scared of dying. But this group of white is very big. I know, maybe white thought, okay, this is quite center, but all of those stones are not that big like those stones. So, yeah, black played close to this group, which is good decision, but this move, like what this move is doing, we can play this move at any point. It's Kikashi. Because, what, if we play elsewhere, will white play here? No. Even if white plays a move like that, we still have time to add a move here. So this is only losing some possibilities for a Kofret, for example. So if the move is free, it doesn't mean that we have to play it immediately, right? Okay, white connected. And white is really trying to die. Okay, let's see if white manages to die. Okay, maybe instead of this connection, it would be better to actually try to play something more efficient, like this one, because it's not that easy for white to answer now. If white plays here, we have a very beautiful move, which is here. And yes, it's an empty triangle. But now if white tries to cut us, we capture those two stones. And if white plays some move like that, we can connect and threaten to cut those two stones. Okay, what else can happen? Like, yeah, white can play here. But now we got good shape, we connected our important stones. White can cut, of course. And what next? Ah, okay, we can sacrifice, of course. We can sacrifice those two stones, because this group is still dying. So we don't care about those two stones, because how many points can white get here? Like those two stones plus a few points, maybe 5, maybe 6. And if we kill this whole group, we can get definitely more than 6 points. That I'm pretty sure. Okay. So we can't be attached too much to all of our stones. We have to keep in mind which stones are more important and which stones are less important. Okay, but black played here. And white is trying to capture black stones. And we can see that it's not that easy for black now to capture white, because his stones are also in trouble, and white can play from both sides over here. So it seems like it should be easy for white to live, because he will just push around those stones of black and in the process get some eyes. Like he even doesn't have to kill those stones of black. It would be enough of a success to just live with this group. Okay. Now it seems like it's too late to play this kind of move, because white doesn't have to connect it's good enough to play here, and white will live. He connects his stones, and maybe black will get like 1 point and connect his stones, but as I said, connecting your stones is for 0 points. Okay, what happened in the game? White answered. Okay, and now white really wanted to kill himself, because now black just plays here. But black didn't want to be that cruel and showed some mercy and played here instead. And now white can be happy and have his stones connected. Okay. I don't really understand this move because it's not getting white an eye at all. Like, it's an eye, but there's still a call. Later on, if black plays here, there's a call. So it's half an eye. And I'm pretty sure that white can make at least 3 eyes over here, and he already has 1 here. And half an eye over here. So this was unnecessary. Let's see what comes next. Yeah, I can agree that after this move, black can get into some trouble here, because white can go out now with those stones. But going out with those stones is quite risky, because as we can see, white is getting closer to his group. And I said before that white can build 3 eyes over here, but now if black will play some splitting attack over here, he will for sure kill this one or this one, because white will not have enough resources and time to manage both of these groups. Because what white is doing now is a dream for black, because white is making it easier for black to attack both of those groups at the same time. But this shape is quite ugly. Especially that now black is coming back there. So why don't we play a move which is doing both of those things? This move is not only separating 2 white groups, but also is putting more pressure at this stone. And we also connected here, so we should not worry about those stones. Everything is just great. Okay. And this move is quite ugly. And now we have 3 liberties. And if we play here, now we have 4 liberties. And we should not worry about white playing over here. We can always, if we can't play here, we can play a move like that, because this group would be already alive. This group is also alive, so maybe it would be okay to just let white cut us. If we in the process kill this or this group, it would be okay. And this move only forced white to add another move, and we have to come back anyway. So it seems like white got some bonus move now, got the initiative. Now our 3 stones are in danger. They are far away from their friends, from their black friends. Yeah, and this is not working at all. Okay. I see. Black put a lot of effort to get this one point over here. Because black decided to play here, here, and here. So black spent three moves to get 1 point. I don't think that it's a good compensation, like 3 moves, 1 point. That doesn't seem very fair. Instead, black should keep on separating white groups. Okay. Like, I know that this one is low-key dying over here, but now, what now? After this move, I think white should start to worry about his group over here. So if he doesn't want echo, he has to add a move here, and now we can play here. If black connects here, then we are very happy. And if white plays here, we are also very happy. Okay. Moving on. Black just decided to let white connect. Yeah, maybe black just did not see that white is connected. But even after this cut, white can, instead of playing here, he can just play here, and black can't connect because he's in Atari. So that's quite sad, because suddenly black doesn't have this much points, because he did not get much from those attacks over here. And why here? There's 3 move laying on the ground. And it's quite good, don't you think? Because now, if I were white, I would answer. And now we can even push once more. And now come back. And if we play here, we will not play here, because white will play here. So, if we can get both of these moves, then let's do it. And maybe black was scared of this move, but there's nothing scary about this move. We can play here. Quite painful for white. I mean, he can play here and capture our 2 stones, but suddenly he has no corner, he has some cut over here. Okay. Okay, and now it's some boring Yose. Actually there's no Yose. It's the end of this game. Okay, so thank you for watching, and for those who managed till the end, there's a picture of my cat.